So I wanted to make a second video that was a little bit longer and just kind of talk about what's been going on with the class and with this particular project. In case you're a little bit behind or you're still confused as to what I'm looking for with the project. So the idea behind the project is it's going through several phases, and the final phase is that you are writing a research paper on a movie based on actual events. And the final three steps are the most important. The first of those being a theme analysis essay. And I know many of you still have to write the theme analysis essay. And to write that, you think about your movie and decide, okay, what is the primary theme? What is the message? What's the director and producer and writer trying to get at by telling this story? Because that's the compelling thing about stories based on actual events. You know, movies, when we watch them based on actual events, oftentimes we put ourselves in that person's situation, and it's made all the more authentic knowing that it actually occurred to someone. So whether that theme be courage or bravery or, hard work and dedication or overcoming the odds or making it through a trauma, whatever that theme is, in your theme analysis, you're creating three different body paragraphs where you're talking about specific moments or characters or things, for lack of a better word, that help develop that particular theme. Once you have that essay complete, then you can start thinking about, okay, so I'm going to research these moments, these characters, these things from my theme paper and see what actually happened in real life. And as I said in the previous video, when you research those things, you come up with one of three possible situations. The director found the information so compelling that she or he did not need to even change anything. So you find the research, and the research is consistent with what actually happened. The other option, or the second option, is that you do the research and you find out that the director used it for the most part, but decided to tweak it or modify it or adjust it for one reason or another. Maybe to make it more compelling, maybe to make it fit the storyline better, maybe to contemporize it. I don't know, but what you need to reflect on is how that affects the theme. The third possibility is that you have completely fabricated events. And so, if I could talk about my Memphis Belle paper for a second, when I researched the movie Memphis Belle and the actual events of Memphis Belle, one of the big things I found is that they didn't use any of the real crew. Like, no one in that movie has the name of the person who actually flew on the Memphis Belle. So they fabricated the entire crew. But they fabricated the entire crew so that they could show different personalities from across the United States and get that message across. So there was a purpose behind it. One item that they changed, they had the missions that they showed the Memphis Belle fly in the movie were missions that the Memphis Belle went on, but they took the Memphis Belle's most dangerous mission, which happened in the middle, I don't know, 14 or 15 out of 25, and they moved it to be the last mission that they flew in the movie. So if you can imagine when I did the research, it's like, oh, okay, well, this makes perfect sense. Like they're taking the most harrowing mission, the most dangerous thing, and they're putting it at the end to make it more engaging for the viewer and to highlight that theme of bravery. And then the other thing I found to be the third category is that the damage that the plane sustained is fairly consistent, um, though it is the damage it sustained through all 25 missions happened to it in one particular mission, which is a change, but a lot of that was surprising. So your paper does not have to be all they kept it the same, all they modified, or all they completely fabricated. That can change per body paragraph. But what you do need to do is find four sources that give you specific and concrete information about those places in your movie that you want to know what the director did and why they did that. And that's the purpose of the annotated bibliography, so that I can see that you're reflecting on your movie and you're saying, okay, well, I want to find out about this particular part of my movie. And there's some websites out there that are just not really all that credible. I mean, you're going to be able to Google search and find a website that goes through bullet points. This, and this was changed, but there's nothing backing it up. It's not substantive. It doesn't have any sources to um, corroborate the information that they're given. So you need to go in and find a credible source that gives you that information. So if you want to use those sources as a springboard, if you want to look at your movie on Wikipedia just to give you a sense of what you might want to research, that's fine. But then when you find those four sources, use the online database, find some articles about your movie. And that's the other thing is it doesn't have to necessarily be just about the movie. The information you find can be about the real events entirely. So you're just researching the real events and then comparing them to the movie. So hopefully that's helpful for me to slow down a little bit and explain that to you. When it gets to be the annotated bibliography time, you'll be able to find that MLA citation just like Professor Hellickson showed in her video. You should be able to read your source and write a two-sentence summary of it, and then give me those two paragraphs of, what's the purpose of this information on there, and then why would this site want to have that information on there, and how does it connect to your paper? So there is a brushstrokes lesson, and there's also a growth mindset for this week, just like every other week. And as always, I'm available to help you out. So I hope this was helpful, and I look forward to seeing what you come up with.